Good morning. So this lesson is the beginning of Chapter 7. Chapter 7 talks about factoring and finding a trinomial and making it into two separate little pieces. So in order for us to do that, we need to be really good at combining like terms. And so we're going to spend 2 days on combining like terms. Combining like terms means that things that are the same I have to put together. So an 8 and a 3, those are both numbers. And we've known ever since elementary school that I can put an 8 plus 3, I can add them. I can even do an 8 minus 3, subtract them. I can multiply them, I can divide them. But when we get into algebra, there's variables, x's and y's and all the letters of the alphabet, and those cannot be combined with certain other things. So with combining like terms, I want to define some of these issues first. Our goal is to define and combine like terms. So as this goes, we've got 3 definitions here. Our word coefficient. A coefficient is a number in front of a variable. So it'd be like 4m. The 4 is called the coefficient. Or like negative 1/2 x. The negative 1/2 is called the coefficient. A number in front of a variable. A constant is a number alone. And that's what you're used to seeing. 3, 4, 5. A number alone, 2, negative 8, 17, whatever, just a number. It could be a decimal, 6.7. It could be a fraction, 1/3. It's just a constant, a number alone. Like terms. Like terms are going to be like constants are like terms, numbers, like constants. Those are like terms, or the same variable. Like 2x plus 9x. Those are like terms because they both have an x. In years past, I've used this term backpack. It's like I'm a number, and let's just say I'm the number 1 because my body is straight. So I'm the number 1. And then if I have a backpack on my body, it's this extra thing. And so I'm going to call a variable, it's like a backpack. So if I have a 1 and then an x, this x is like something extra added to it. And I can only add things together that have the same backpack. So if my backpack is a JanSport backpack, I'm only going to be able to add and subtract with other JanSport backpacks. Or if I have a Herschel backpack, then I'm only going to be able to add and subtract with other Herschel backpacks. So they have to have the same variable in order for me to be able to combine them. So here we go. I have combined like terms by matching. What this means is there are numbers on the left and there are numbers on the right. And we're going to figure out what goes with what by drawing lines. So 4x. In this column, what would be matched up? What has the same backpack? as 4x. As the 4 has a backpack, it's an x. 5x. Can you please draw a line from 4x to 5x? They're the same. I can add them and subtract them because they have the same backpack. They have the same variable. So I'm going to put backpack on the side of my paper. And they must be the same. All right. A -3 has a backpack. You know, like an X or a Y or an L or an S or a G. Those are just backpacks. But then when I get a Y squared, that's like a rolly backpack. And you know how the people with rolly backpacks, you know, they're just like the coolest, right? I'm just kidding. So the Y squared backpacks are going to hang out with the Y squared backpacks because they have the same variable, the same backpack. So Y squared can only add or subtract with this Y squared. What about 16G? What's 16G going to match up with? Where's its matching backpack? 4G. Good. Draw a line. 16G to 4G. Awesome. 10S. What's 10S match up with? Where's its like term? -11S. That is the like term of 10S. Good. And then -7 goes with what like term? And by the way, those are called constants, remember, because they're just numbers. You do the last two by yourself. Draw a line. Where's the common backpack of XY? Find it. And where's the common backpack for Y? -20Y. You may not add if it's not the same backpack. It must be exactly the same. So, don't try it. And if you have things that are not the same backpack, you can't do anything. You just leave it alone. So now I'm going to add and subtract. We're not multiplying and dividing today. We're just adding and subtracting like terms. Because multiplication and division, I can do anything with any variable. But adding and subtracting rules, addition and subtraction, they have to have like terms. So I have 4 people with an X backpack and 8 people with an X backpack. How many people altogether have the X backpack? And so I'm going to put 12X. Am I going to put 12X squared? Did all of a sudden they change into rolly backpack people? Do I put a square there? No. There's 4 of them and there's 8 of them. There's no rolly backpack anywhere. It's on their back. It's just like a Jansport or a Herschel or whatever. Okay, so we're really looking at the coefficients. You know the numbers in front? A 19 and a -6. They both have an A. What's a 19 plus -6? No. Someone else volunteer. You already helped me. New people all the time. 19 plus -6. 13A. Good. Okay, now be careful. I've got some trickiness here. I have a 6. Does 6 go with anything? Is there a like term in any of this? No, 6 is alone. But -4m and -2m. So I'm going to underline them because they're the same, and I can put them together. So it's going to be what is -4m minus 2m? -6m. Now I'm going to show you a method that I need. I need the variable first in alphabetical order, and then the number. So the constant always goes at the end. Constant at the end. So I'm going to put the negative 6m first. Now, was this 6? Was this a positive 6 or a negative 6? The signs matter. This right here, is this a positive 6 or a negative 6? Positive 6. So there's that. All right, making it harder. Ready? Variables go first. What's the same? Underline them the same, or zigzag or squiggly, like YZ and YZ. Number 4, those have the same backpack. It's a YZ backpack. So I'm going to make a notation saying they're like terms. I need to put those together. And then I'm going to do like a wave symbol for the 11 and the 4 to show that those are like terms. And this is my choice. I'm choosing to make silly little squiggles and lines and bumps and stuff. You don't have to. If you look at it and you know, great. So what's purple put together? Negative 6 plus 22. Just focus on the numbers in front, the coefficients. You need to be good at integers, guys. If you don't know, look at the number line up here. Negative 6, and then you add 22. You go 22 to the right. Or you subtract 22 minus 6. 16YZ. So I'm going to put, those are my zigzags, 16YZ. And it's only positive because 22 was positive. And what about my green? Negative 11. Did you see that there's a negative 11 there? A subtraction sign is the same as a negative sign. What is negative 11 plus 4? Negative 7. And there's your answer to number 4. Okay, number 5. Underline what's the same. 7e and negative 15e. 5 and negative 9. Okay. What's 7e minus 15e? 7 minus 15. What kind of 8? It's negative because 15 is bigger and it has a negative sign. Negative 8e. All right, my constants. 5 minus 9. It's a 5 and a negative 9. 5 minus 9. Negative 4. Six. There's the rolly backpack. 13 of them plus, oh, there's no number in front of this. Look at my pencil. There's no number in front of that. What does that mean? Yeah, 1. How many of them do you see? I just see that there's an n squared. That's one of them. So this is like 13 plus 1. Nobody puts the ones, by the way. 14. Now, am I going to make it n to the 4th or n squared? N squared. The backpack stays the same. I don't have the right to all of a sudden say, oh, their backpacks are all different now. No. It stays n squared. Number 7, super easy. 2 minus 5, you guys. Negative 3. Number 8 has lots of like terms. Can you underline them yourself without my help? Number 8. Do a little like zigzag. Or you can put a box around it. You can put a star above it. You can circle it. Like terms need to be identified separately. All right, give me an answer, somebody. Someone new. Negative 5x squared is the leader because it has the squared, which is like way more important than just an x. Then what? Plus 5x. Yep. Negative x plus 6. X is positive 5x. My greens. Minus 2. And I'll even do it in colors. The last one. I'll do this in green. Okay. Good. So your homework is going to be on the back side, and there's 14 of them. So they all need to be done, so we're all going to get 100% credit for homework. And you're only doing that page. Tomorrow we're going to do harder combining like terms. So it's 1 through 14. It looks like this. And use notation or zigzags or anything you need. And these are pretty easy, guys. Pretty easy. Remember, the x goes first and then the constant goes at the end. So like number 1, I have 5x plus 5x. Those are like terms. I'm going to do 10x. And then the plus 3 is all alone at the end. The 3 cannot go first. The 10x has to go first. All right, good job.